Welcome to Bad Food Blog, and what do we have here? We have a new pot noodle. Now this pot noodle is apparently going to make you a master. It's a sticky rib flavour. Become a master in 4 minutes. I'm not entirely sure what that means. There's several inappropriate interpretations I could gather from that. But the instructions appear to be the same as every other pot noodle. See? Instructions are exactly the same. Nothing's going to change here really that much. The interesting thing is the flavour. Seize, squeeze, believe. They're getting slightly more creative, aren't they? Alright, let's fill it to the fill line. And slosh it around a bit to make sure it gets everything. Just a tiny bit below the fill line there. There we go, now we're on it. Let's put that back and let's talk about the odd symbology and words they put on their packets. I mean, to be honest, I'm not that adverse to them. They are a little strange. I mean, you know, seize, squeeze, believe. I mean, soy and ginger. I don't really know how much this is going to make me want to buy one. It's fun. And yeah, they could have just done nothing, but what does it add to the experience? I mean, being one of the newer flavours, I'm expecting a bit more from this than the beef and tomato and the chicken and mushroom. Which of course suffered from their own problem of being bland, dull flavours which have been around for nearly 30 years. Not entirely sure what they're trying to achieve with their new marketing, because, I mean, changing the noodles, kicking it up a notch with some newer flavours is okay, but they haven't really changed the type of noodles. They're still not ready. They're nowhere near ready in 4 minutes. You know, the 2 minute stir, 2 minute stir. You're lucky if they're ready in 8 or 9 minutes. You know, it's... I'm sorry, this whole 4 minute thing is just annoying. So we're at about the 2 minute mark, so it's time to stir. No inside message this time. And as per normal, you can't really stir it at the 2 minute mark. It's still basically crunchy. And the kettle only just finished boiling, so this is too hot for me to touch. And now we're supposed to add this. I'm still not believing though, I'm afraid. You can get me to do many things with marketing, but you're not going to get me to believe that a pot noodle is going to make me a master. Definitely not in 4 minutes. Sauce doesn't taste too bad. It says sticky rib. It reminds me more of sort of a black bean sauce. Like almost a, it's got sort of a hint of some sort of, the ginger gives it a hint like hoisin or something. Not too bad. I mean, it is a pot noodle. It can't get much better, but it can't get much worse. There's not very many rungs down on the ladder to go from. I mean, I expect it's going to be just taste like a pot noodle, just slightly rib-like. And for all my listeners that have a ring at home and a pet dog, I apologise, and tough. Well, we're only about 30 seconds away from the 4 minutes being up, and me attempting to eat it, and I don't think it's going to be ready. It might be ready, might not be ready. I mean, I filmed this on the eve of when we're about to go into the second lockdown for the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. And, you know, I never really got rid of all of my dried food from the previous lockdown, because judging by what happened in 1918 with the pandemic that set off then, the first wave spreads the disease and people react very aggressively to it and hide away, and the disease falls back and the infection rate falls back. But then the second wave is far more deadly in the long run, because you start off, instead of with a minor seeded thing, you start off with a highly seeded populace, and the flare-up can be exponentially faster. And I really hope that isn't the case, and I really hope that now that the infection rate's going back up again, that people don't die. But you never know. A lot more people eating food like this. Well, I think that food like this has always existed, and people have always eaten it. I don't think more people are eating it because of this. I think more people are trying it, but I don't think more people are eating it. Oops, that hit the floor. So, dark colour. So, reminds me of the chow mein flavour, which I don't know if they do anymore, which I think was a purple packet, if I remember correctly. Rather like super noodles. It was just like noodles, just pot noodles. Chow mein flavour. Reminds me of that, but with a beef side to it. The ginger's okay, but I can't really taste it. There's a ginger flavour there. I mean, it's edible. It's pot noodle noodles. They're still dry, and then they go from dry and not properly cooked to mush immediately. There's no common happy ground where they're nice to eat. It's a shame, really. I've done my best to try and like this one, but it is better than... It's better than the chicken and mushroom. It's better than the beef and tomato. It is not as good as the Bombay Bad Boy, which is something I would pick up to eat at lunch. You know, I do eat quite a few things at lunch, which are pour hot water in and eat, because I have a very stressful job that's very fast paced, and sometimes I just don't want to spend time hunting for food around London or preparing something or queuing up for the microwave. So I'm going to pour hot water on something and have something which is going to be nice enough that I don't regret eating it. This pot noodle is just below that standard. If there was nothing else, this I would take over all the other pot noodle flavours. But if there was a Bombay Bad Boy or any Nissin Cup, I would take that in a heartbeat. Well, thanks for watching. This has been an experience. I'm going to finish the rest of this for my lunch. And please rate, comment and subscribe. I could really do with... well, I'm not going to say I'm unhappy with the number of subscribers. At the moment, the channel is growing fantastically. I'm really appreciating that. And just liking and sharing would help out a lot. But, you know... I enjoy doing these, and I'm still going to do them whether you do that or not.